Y'all, I'm gonna show you how to make a fall wreath. So simple, so easy. Looks just like this. And if you wanna make the same one, you can go to Burlap and Bling, which I'll put in the description, and get the exact same products. They have a little kit, and you can even use my code, DYD10, and get 10% off. Or you can use whatever products you want. Now, before we start, we're gonna talk about a couple things. I am not a professional wreath maker. I am a Christmas tree decorator, but I can make some wreaths, you know, from doing Christmas trees for so long, kind of came natural. So what I show you, you know, it's my way. If you're a professional wreath maker, do not comment and say, that's not how you do it, because you know, I know, but we're gonna do the best we can. Okay, so when we start, let me start by saying this. A professional wreath maker would always hot glue their products. Or if you're gonna get a wreath and sell it to somebody, I would highly suggest that you get a little hot glue bowl and you put glue in every single tip in the product into the wreath. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna stick them in, because I always take my product out if I'm not gonna sell it and reuse the wreath. I mean, I'm just showing you guys. So, you know, hot glue it, but I'm not gonna show you how to do it. You're gonna take your pumpkin, you're just gonna cut that little tip off and take the tags off, obviously. And I always start with like the main event, you know, the pumpkin, the Christmas tree, whatever. And all you're gonna do is stick it. That's why I love these wreaths. You just stick it right in. Stick it right in the middle. What we're gonna do is leave part of this empty, and we're gonna fill the rest up, and we're gonna build from there. That's it. Then I'm gonna go in probably with some bigger leaves. You know what, I'm gonna look at my other wreath and see what I did. I went in with the flowers. So we're gonna go in the flowers. Keep those leaves on those flowers, because they just give you a little bit more bulk. And you're just gonna put one on the top. Whatever you put on the top, put on the bottom. Whatever you put on the right, put on the left. You're just trying to build evenly is all you're doing. So I'm just gonna trim it, and I'm gonna put this one on the other side. And you don't have to be crazy about it, because if there's spaces, we're gonna fill them in later. Then I'm gonna grab some of the berries that came in the kit, just like this. Again, I'm pushing those leaves up, cutting a little bit extra off of here, and we're gonna throw those around. If I put this right here, then of course, I'm going to go ahead and put this one right there. You know, kind of opposite at an angle. I'd be dipping that if I was selling it. Dip it in that glue, put it in there, but we're not doing that, because we reuse this stuff. So you're just gonna put this one in here, and sometimes you gotta wiggle it, but literally that's all you do. And sometimes you're gonna get a little end here. You just cut it off real close. You're not gonna see anything when I'm done with this stuff. So you just kind of cut it, fluff it, that's it. We'll go in with some bigger leaves, because we're building around and then out. So we're gonna take these, I'll probably cut them down here, and stick it right up here, going around the wreath. Again, I would have glued it, but I'm not. And you can kind of bend these and fluff them after you're done. We'll take this one, since we only have one of these, we'll go in at the bottom. So this is what it's looking like so far. But don't worry, it's gonna look great. Then we'll go in with some of the berries. So we've got some of these big berries. We'll cut, you know what, I'm gonna try to just pull them off here. See if I can do that, because then I'll get a skinny little wire. Yeah, that's better. And then we'll cut from there. And let's see, I put those, I don't know. Can't even see my wreath that good over there. We're just gonna put those over here. We're just gonna stick those in. And again, if I'm doing this on the left, I'm gonna go take those other berries and I'm gonna go to the other side and do the same thing. So we don't want them to stick out too much. We're cutting them a little. And I'm gonna angle these down. So we got this so far. As you go along, you can hold it up and kind of see where you're at, fix things, pull them out. But some people will go ahead and put them in and then take them back out and hot glue them. You know, I usually, when I am gluing them, I don't. I just go ahead and wing it. And then you're gonna take, I'm gonna fill these in later, but you're gonna take these big leaves, and we're gonna go in and kind of make the bulk of this. Cut them any way you want and just start building out. So I'm gonna fill in some spaces up here, and then I'm gonna build out after that. So that's all I'm doing, is just cutting these leaves. We're gonna save room down here for a great big bow. If you don't wanna use ribbon and you don't wanna use a bow, that's fine. And like I say, don't worry about if this is perfect or not, because what I always do when I'm done is I hang it on a wreath holder, step away, and then I just adjust. And that's really when the magic happens, to be honest. So just stick these in here and there, wherever you want. And then I'm gonna start to go out to the side because I want a little bit more full by the pumpkin. This looks a little weak though, so I'm just gonna get this in here. That's all I'm doing literally though, is just sticking them in. So we're just gonna do that. And if you don't get the exact same product and you go, say, somewhere else to Hobby Lobby or wherever you shop to get product, just make sure you get what I call filler, which is basically these leaves. You want leaves, something thick that you can have some bulk coming out of the wreath. You don't want just flowers, whether it's foliage or fall leaves or whatever. You want to get something that's going to give you that fullness. So we're just building out this side. And I'm going to go ahead and put these berries in, and then I'm going to finish off, and you won't have to watch me because it's going to be boring. And then I'll come back. So we're just sticking these berries in. That's too fat, so I'm just going to break them apart. I know these professional wreath makers are cringing. I promise you it's going to look good. So I'm going to take the rest of these leaves, finish it out, and then I'll come back and show you how to make the bow. Okay, it's time to make the bow. I use floral wire. You can use whatever you want. A pipe cleaner, you can use a zip tie, whatever. I just use floral wire. You do you. We're gonna use 3 sizes of ribbon, and if you don't wanna make a bow this big, you can make a small one. You can just use a small 1-inch ribbon. You can use no ribbon, doesn't matter. But I'm gonna show you how I make them for this. You're gonna take the biggest one, we're gonna drop it on the floor, we're gonna leave a tail and make a loop. So once you get that loop, you're just gonna squish it in the middle, and you're gonna take this, turn it, and we're gonna make the second loop. I'm gonna go ahead and do 3. You can make 2 loops, 3 loops, 4 loops, doesn't matter. Turn it, we're gonna make this loop. Okay, that's it for this one. Now we're gonna leave this tail, and we're just gonna cut it. We're gonna go back and do the fishtails later. We're just gonna cut this any random way. Then I'm gonna take the second ribbon, which is a little bit smaller, and this tail is on this side, so I'm gonna start on the other side with a tail. And I'm just gonna grab it. That's gonna be my tail. I'm gonna twist it and make the first loop, and I'm gonna twist it again and make the second loop, and I'll do one more. Twist it and make, no I won't, I'll leave it because this tail is on this side and I'm gonna leave this tail. I'm just gonna do 2 loops. You could do 3, it doesn't matter. When it's all said and done, it's gonna be fine. Then you're gonna take the last skinniest ribbon, throw it on the floor, and start again. Leave a tail. They don't have to be the same size because we're gonna fix all that. Twist it, make a loop. I'm just gonna do 2 at the end as well. Twist it and make a loop. Now, don't worry how it looks right now. Leave that tail, cut it, take that floral wire and put it really, really tight. And just tie it really, really tight. Then we're gonna go back and we're gonna fishtail all the ends and we're gonna fluff it. So right now, I'm just keeping it secure with whatever you're securing it with. Then go back and any tail you have, you're gonna fold in half and fishtail. We're just gonna cut it just like this. And make sure all the tails are cut like that, and then we'll attach it to the wreath, and then we'll fluff. Don't even worry about how it looks right now. It's gonna look great. There's no rhyme and reason to it. You're just making loops and tails. So after I get this all done, I'll come back and show you how to secure it. I made my bow. I'm just gonna cut some floral wire, and I'm gonna take the bow I made, don't worry how it looks right now, and you're gonna stick it right here or wherever you want it. I'm putting mine at the end of the wreath. And all I do is I just take that wire and I wrap it around the whole thing and tie it real tight. Basically, I'll show you. Let me turn it over. Basically, I'm just twisting it as hard as I can, pulling it, and just keeping it tight. Then I wrap it around, then I'll either cut it or I'll stick it in here just to hide it. And then we're gonna turn it over and we're gonna fluff. And all you're gonna do is you're gonna come and touch every loop and open it up, and then you're gonna touch every tail and kind of straighten them like this. So what I do is I'll hang it on the wall and I'll start to do all that, and then I'll show you how we do it. Hold on. So all you're doing is fluffing now. You're gonna take the bow, you're gonna open up all the loops, and this really probably takes more time than making the bow, because you're finding all the loops and you're kind of moving them around to where you want them. And this takes me the most time. If you have a tail that's turned around, just turn it the right way, straighten it out, kind of flip it down, and that's what you're gonna do. And I'm telling you this, what I do when this is all done is I'll go back and I'll trim all of these to about the same size and keep fluffing. So when I'm done with that, I'll come back. So once you've got the bow the way you want it, that's it. Hang it up, good to go. Probably took 15 minutes and you're done and you've got a beautiful fall wreath.